So, good evening. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Um, and happy Black History Month. And this episode, I haven't done an episode in a while, just been lifing and just been trying to keep up with work and stuff. So, sorry that I haven't been able to record an episode, but hopefully everyone's doing well and taking care of yourself. And this message can be helpful to somebody. So, um, I found this online from the Angry Therapist, and it's called The Half Inch Problem: How the Wrong Fit Can Ruin Your Life. So, it says, you buy a new pair of shoes, they look great, they feel decent, and they were on sale. So you convince yourself that the extra half inch of space isn't a big deal. You'll grow into them, or maybe thicker socks will help. It's fine. But then a few months down the road, you notice you're walking a little differently. Your toes grip the inside of the shoe to keep it from sliding. Your gait is slightly off. Your posture is adjusted. Your back feels tight, and now you wake up every morning with a dull, persistent ache in your lower back that you swear wasn't before. All from a half inch. The accumulation of small discomforts. A shoe that doesn't fit perfectly isn't a crisis. It's not dramatic, it's just slightly off enough to be tolerable, at least in the beginning. But over time, small discomforts add up. The body compensates, the mind rationalizes. We adapt because that's what we do. Until one day we wake up and realize we've been walking wrong for months, maybe years, and now it hurts just to move the way we used to. And the same thing happens in life and relationships and jobs and the way we live our daily existence. We settle into something that isn't quite right, convincing ourselves that it's a good enough because the alteration is finding something that truly fits requires effort, change, or uncertainty. When good enough becomes a trap. Think about the last time you stayed in a relationship longer than you should have. It wasn't abusive, it wasn't horrible, it was just a little off. But you told yourself you could make it work. That love requires compromise, that no one gets exactly what they want. Or that job that you took that seemed fine at first. The pay was decent, the people were okay. It wasn't your dream job, but dreams are for kids, right? So you settled in, adjusted, made it fit as best you could. And now, years later, you feel exhausted every Sunday night because the thought of another week in that certain job makes your chest tighten. All of this is the half-inch problem, the slow accumulation of discomfort, the tiny misalignments that seem tolerable in the moment, but still your joy, your energy, and eventually your sense of self. The cost of ignoring the fit. A shoe that is too big will never feel smaller. A relationship that doesn't quite fit will never magically mold into the perfect shape. A life that isn't aligned with you will always feel like walking slightly off balance. So, what's the alternative? You find something that fits, even if it means walking away from the almost right thing, even if it means sitting in the discomfort of not knowing what the perfect fit is yet. You trust that settling for something that just barely doesn't work will always lead to suffering in the long run. Because comfort isn't about tolerating discomfort, it's about finding the thing that requires no compensation, no sacrifice of self, no slow creeping pain. Whether it's shoes, love, or life itself, find what fits or you'll just suffer less. So, um, I am trying to find the part that I like. Um, sorry. So yeah, a lot to unpack with this. And I think overall, it's just the message is like, don't settle, even when you don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm like that too. Like, I don't know what the perfect fit is or what the perfect, I don't know. I have an idea of what I want the quote unquote perfect life to be and like what things that I want, but it's more so sometimes you don't know the pieces of the puzzle that you're trying to put together. You just know what the puzzle is. And so the uncertainty is waiting to for the pieces to come into your life. And like having the ability, which I believe you would, to when you see that piece or that piece comes into your life, you'll be able to recognize it and know exactly like where it fits. And when we have the pieces that are not supposed to fit, or like it's saying like the almost, like it's you know, like you're almost the right fit, right? You're almost the right person. This is almost the right job. We have to have the strength to be like, well, this person, this place, whatever might be great in its own way, but it's not for me. And being able to walk away from that, and like sometimes in life you have to continuously walk away, and that's the part that's hard. Like when you keep coming across the wrong person or the wrong, or maybe not say wrong, but like the pieces that don't fit to your puzzle, and you start to feel like, dang, like, am I gonna be able to put the puzzle together? Like, does the piece exist? You know what I mean? Because it's like, why do I keep coming across the wrong pieces or the pieces that don't quite fit? And why is it so hard to find the right piece? And that's the part where you have to be able to like it said, like you still have to have the strength to be okay with the unknown, no matter how long it takes for you to put those pieces together. Um, and know that settling in the end will just, it won't feel, it will, you'll still be suffering, even if it does look slightly okay or feel slightly okay. You want more than okay. You want to feel perfect, and perfect in terms of like perfect for you, right? Um, and you'll know when it's perfect for you. You won't feel slightly off, and things will flow. Things will come to be, just be together, and you won't have to question things. Um, I'm still trying to find the part out of everything that I read, like that I wanted to go back to, because there was so much that was said here. Um, but yeah, I think overall the message was just like, be okay with being okay with trying to find the right piece, even if it takes you a long time. Because sometimes we as humans, like, we get worn out, right? Like if you're on a quest to find your true love, and you keep having relationships and connections that don't match what you're looking for, sometimes after a while it can feel like, dang, like maybe I should just, maybe not, maybe we don't say let's just settle, but in the sense of like, when you're settling, right? Like, this person is not going to give you what you're looking for completely, but maybe they'll be able to give you some pieces of it. And it's like, oh, sometimes you kind of get into that space of like, well, if you do that, then you're either going to try to change that person into what you want them to be to match your puzzle, or you're just going to completely disregard your puzzle and just settle for whatever they have and be unhappy eventually. Which is not, shouldn't be the goal for you and what you have. And like, again, it's just that having that inner strength to like keep going. Like, it's good. It's hard. It's hard when you keep feeling like you don't find what you're looking for. And you feel like what you're looking for is not that hard to find. And so it becomes this kind of like battle of like, what's the problem? Like, and then you don't want to internalize it and say like, what's wrong with me, or why am I not getting the things that I'm looking for, and why is it so hard, especially when in this day and age of social media, where you know people are gonna post the good things, and if those are the things that you're looking for and you constantly see that, and it's like, how come this person can find it and I can't even find just this simple thing that I'm looking for? But you have to remember that people post the good stuff, and even if it looks like what you want, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So you have to remember also that what's for you is for you. What's for you will never miss you, right? You'll never miss your bus. If you miss the bus, that bus is not for you. Wait, your bus is coming. It's just not the right bus. Everything works out how it's supposed to, and you have to really believe that. You have to believe that if you try to hurry up and get on the bus, that's not for you. And say you do catch that bus, but then it ends up taking you somewhere that you never were supposed to be. And now you don't, it's going to be harder for you to get back to your original place to catch your actual bus. And you don't want that to happen either because you're trying to rush the process. You're trying to rush the process of your life versus just not settling and letting things play out the way that they need to play out, no matter how long it's going to take. And in the meantime of that, you're supposed to practice self-care, you're supposed to practice growth, you're supposed to practice becoming a better person, and working on yourself and doing the things that you can do on your own and being okay with your own company too. I think that a lot of people still need to learn that how to be comfortable and happy with themselves, and not saying that you have to be by yourself forever, but you should be able to be comfortable and happy in your own company before you um put yourself, connect yourself to somebody else. And then when in terms of like work, like you should be able to do, multiple things and like have multiple skills and be able to bring a lot to the table, and be open to learning too. Just because even if you know a lot of things, um it doesn't mean that you know everything, and being able to be open to learning new things and also being okay with not attaching yourself to just one place. Like sometimes a job is good for the season, and then that season can be a year, 10 years, whatever the case may be. But there's always times to shift in life, and like being okay with that. Like when the shift is coming, don't fight the shift. Don't stay somewhere that is not working for you. If you're in a job that you don't like, then even if you have to stay there for now while you get yourself together financially and find something else, like it's okay to find another job. It's okay to make a career change. Like there's no written rule saying that as an adult you have to find this, you get out of college, or if you don't go to college, like you get your job and then that's where you have to stay for the rest of your life. There's no written rule of that. You could get a new job every year if you wanted to. It's your life. So being okay with like doing things like that and like doing things that work for you and not settling. And sometimes settling can look like, oh, well, society says you're supposed to go to college and get this job and get married and have kids and buy a house and yada, yada, yada. And if those are things that don't work for you and you still do that because you think that's what you're supposed to do, that is a form of settling too. So the point is like, it's your life. So do things that work for you. And even sometimes when you're in a space where you have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do, always keep it temporary until you can get to where you want to be, and be okay with learning how to adjust in those type of situations too. Like sometimes we get in jobs that we don't want to be. Now relationships, that's not something that you have to adjust to. If it's you get into a connection and it doesn't turn out right, bounce. Like you can, it's okay to be single and till you find what you're looking for. So not in terms of that, but more so in terms of like jobs and stuff like that. Like sometimes we're adults, right? We have bills, we have things we have to take care of. So you have to sometimes do things you don't want to do until you can get to where you want to be able to do what you want to do. So, but when you're investing in yourself throughout the time, you're going to be able to make a space for yourself to get to where it is that you want to be able to do the things that you want to do for you. So, um, yeah, the moral of it is just like don't settle. And sometimes, again, life is hard. And when you keep coming across a bunch of no's or you keep coming across a bunch of things that don't match what you want, it's a way to like beat down at our confidence, and not necessarily confidence in yourself, but confidence in your dreams, confidence in your visions for yourself and what you want for your life. And again, if you see it around you and people around you are getting it, you should be able to take, you can take it one or two ways. You can take it as, oh, everybody else is getting it, why am I not getting it? Or you can take it, which would be the way that I would suggest, is like, oh, if it's around me, then it's coming to me too, right? If I desire to be married and have kids, and my friends are starting to do all that and the people close to me are starting to do that, then that means the energy of that um manifestation is in the air, and it's not just in the air, but it's in my vicinity. So that means that my time is coming too. It's in the neighborhood, you know? So trying to spin things around and think positively, even when it's hard. And I know it's hard. It's not always going to be, you know, roses and just like everything is so sweet, because sometimes life tests you. That's the whole point. It's like it tests you to see if you really, really want what it is that you say that you want. I don't know if I just like repeated myself or stuttered. But my point is like, yeah, you're gonna get tested before the thing comes along. So keep the strength to be able to get through the test so that you can really get to what it is that you say that you want and don't settle for the half inch because the half inch might feel good at one point in the beginning, but eventually it's still not gonna fit. And so you, like it said, like now your body is adjusting to it and your mind is adjusting to it to something that isn't even right for you. And then you're altering the direction of your life in various ways, which is going to set you back instead of move you forward. And you're still not getting what you actually want. And it's never going to fully fulfill you. So you're better off just waiting and working on you in the meantime until the right thing that that matches exactly what you want comes along. And then you can be happy completely, right? Not at 90%, 95. You want 100% plus. So I hope this was helpful. Don't settle. Keep going even when you're seeing things that you don't that doesn't match what you want. Just keep going until you find what you want and it'll come. It will come. And being able to like recognize when it's there and like appreciate it too. So hope this was helpful. I'm your host, Chanel. This is Black Hippie Lounge Podcast. And if you haven't already, please follow on social media on Instagram and TikTok. I'm on Facebook also at Black Hippie Lounge. And you can listen on all major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Um, some of them on YouTube. But if you follow the link in my bio, you'll be able to find a way to listen. So, as always, thank you for listening and take care. And as always, meditate, manifest, invest in you.